Hey guys, my name is Arjit and welcome to another session with Quantnosis Diary. And in this video, we are going to talk about how to get data from the new NSE website in Excel file. So some of you already familiar with this process of getting data from the NSE website in Excel, but in the new website, some of you may be facing problem to get the data in Excel file. So in this video we are going to talk about how to get those data clearly. Okay, so before jumping into some of the example, let's talk a bit what's happened in the backend. Okay, when you are getting a data from website. So each of the website may have a backend server where their actual data is presented. Then there is something called API or application programming interface, which basically expose those data in the website and we see those data. Okay, but some of the website you may have seen like Google or Gmail, your Facebook account or any of the account, those website you will see there is a login feature. So you will need to give password to access those website. Okay, so there is a authentication method is there that whether the user is yourself, you need to give a password and then only you can access the data from those website. But normally in general website, in the public website where the data is available for public like this or like this where no login is required, you are able to fetch the data directly without having to authenticate. But in this new website there has been a in the middle layer where there is a authentication token in the browser side that is get created, and that browser side token authenticates and get the data in the browser. But when you are getting the data in the Excel file, that token is missing, and that's why in the new website you are not able to get the data. That's why you have to use a token. Now how to get the token and how to get the data, I'll come to that on the demo sections. Okay, so we'll start with some of the examples on how can I get that data. In the description section of this video, if you find, there will be two links to download two files. One is called Power Query 1, another one is Power Query 2. So we'll be using this Power Query feature to. So in the description section you will have a Power Query and Power Query 2 which you will need to download. Keep those files opened and open a new Excel file as well. Now first I'll go to this website and see that's the market data, and if you go to snapshot then you will get sections here. So first I'll try to get most active equities list which are by volume, which are most active. So I'll click on this view details and go in this page. So the database should look like the actual data should be there and there should be a refresh button. Okay, you can directly download the CSV file from here itself. Okay, but that will be offline download and that file cannot be refreshed. But the method I am going to show it here, you can refresh the data from the Excel itself. So first you need to do what? You need to go either press F12 to open this window, okay, or click on the browser settings and more tools, click on the developer tools. So once you click on this, it will open this network tab. Clear if there is already anything in there, otherwise just open this and then click on the refresh button. What will happen? There will be some data will come here. You will select the link with, so I am checking most active equities and volume. So most active securities index is equal to volume. If you right click on this link, it will open in a new tab and you will get the URL of that. So this is the API URL that I am talking about. You will need to get for getting the data. So I mentioned that you will need to have a API URL. Now next part will come to the authentication part. So authentication part, what you will have to do, go to back to this again. You see there is a selected called response tab. There is preview, there is header. So click on this headers tab while you are selected this link. Okay, so headers tab will have a general section, response headers, and there will be something called request header. Go to this sections and under this you will find there is something called cookie. So if you select this, this is highlighted. Now if you select after the cookie colon, copy from here to this, the double quotation where the double quotation is ending, copy in here. Okay, so copy this value from cookie colon after the cookie colon to this double quotation. come back to your Excel file, and let's make a header called cookie. And then I'm going to do what? I'm going to a little bit make it bigger because this, and then paste it here. Okay, then I'll use the wrap text to look at little bit better. So this cookie heading, and this is the cookie value that I have copied from here. Okay, now select these two cell, cookie and this value, then go to the data tab, click on the from table or range. Once you click on that, it'll come to this window. Make sure this box is ticked, my table has header, and click on OK. Once you click on OK, there will new window will come up. This is the Power Query Editor window, where on the cookie header, if you see, if you click on the cookie header part, the cookie written, and right click and then go to the drill down. So if you drill down first level, you will see list and this, but again I'll select on the here and right click on that and do drill down again. So until you see the copied value directly in this panel, as you can see from here to here I have copied, or cookie 0 something like this, you will be going here. Then after you come here, go back to your Power Query Editor home window. This is a transform window, and then go back to home window, home tab, and click on advanced editor. So once you are in advanced editor, the file you downloaded, remember previously Power Query 1 and 2, go to Power Query 2.txt, copy the first line first and then paste it on top of this. So on the very first line will be the very first line copied from Power Query 2, and then copy the last two lines in and cookies from Power Query 2 and paste it end of it. Okay, so this should look something like this. Okay, so this line, the first line I copied, and this two line I copied. Everything done, then click on done button. Now what you'll do, in the left side there is a queries window. Expand this one. This called is table. I'll just make it a little bit user friendly. Let's call it cookies fn. So this is already done. Now what I have to do is I have to make another query. So this is one query is done. I'll make another query. So go to this blank space below cookie fn, right click on it, new query. Under new query, go to other sources and blank query. I repeat, new query, other sources, blank query. Click on it. So it will create a new query here. If you, I'll just make it rename and let's make it data query. Okay, once you are here, go back to advanced editor again, and now this time I'll open Power Query 1.txt. Copy the entire content and replace the existing content with the copied content. So if you see this here, there is something called cookies fn already there in the code. So this cookies fn should match whatever the name you are giving in the previous cookies fn. So this name and this name should match. Okay, and this part, this double quotation will be the URL of the data. So if I see, go back here, so okay, I'll just clear it and refresh again. So this is the most active security, right? So I copied this API URL. What I'll do, I'll come back here and check if this URL is the same as the data I'm looking for. Done. Now after you have done this, this will come, information is required about data privacy. Click on continue, check ignore privacy levels. Okay, once you check this, click on save, and this data will come like this. Now all you have to do is click on close and load this arrow or down arrow icon and click on close and load to select new worksheet. So you will take some time and get downloaded. So sheet 2 has a data, so I'll just rename the tab as data tab, and this is a, let's say, cookie tab. Okay, so I have, so what will happen basically, this cookies gets expired after certain period of time. So if it get expired, if you refresh this data, and this data will not get replaced, in that time you will have to follow this procedure, go to the website and get. So it does not mean you have to get this URL, you can go to any of the link URL here, or if any of the network tab, and under this all you have to do, go to the request header sections and copy the cookie part. So cookie colon whatever is there from strike price to this double quotation ending. Okay, so it should look like this, strike price to double quotation ending. So the entire thing you copied and replaced it here, and then you can refresh again. Those who are familiar with Excel file handling, you can also write your macro or make your connection automated if you want to. Okay, if you are not finding this right side tab, queries and collection, click on this query and connection, you will get this tab. Okay, so data currently I am getting is from most active securities. So now let's take another example. I will see spots in open interest, this data. So I'll basically follow the same process here. I'll go to the developer tool or press F12 to open this window, and then click on the network tab, then click on the refresh. So by underlying I want to see, so this is the URL I am looking for, right click, open in tab. So I'll just copy this URL, go back here, and this in the query tab I will right click on this data query, click on edit. So it will bring it here, and then I will click on advanced editor. So if you see here, this URL I have used previously, I have to change the URL now since I am using a new data. Change the URL again, make it done. If you see, these symbols are coming correctly but data is not coming. So those who are familiar with this, because I have already written a code and by default this conversion happened, I'll have to retrace back to the source. So I'll just delete this steps 1 from the bottom, steps 2 from the bottom, and this step until I get to this source. So if you see source, then you are in correct place. So in the source you will see data, and there is a clickable button called list. If you click on this list, it will come to this record window and it's showing some record. Once you are in this record window, you can click on the to table. So once you click on to table, this pop-up will come. Just don't change anything and click on OK. Once that is done, this converted, so source, data and converted to table, these two steps are done. And then I'll go to this column 1 name, and then right side there is a double arrow type of button. Click on this, it will come like this. You can use our original column prefix, or you may uncheck this. So that value will be your column header, this name. Once all of this done, just do close and load. The data you are seeing previously has been changed to the new data. So this is like latest OI, previous OI, whatever data you can see here. Open interest, change in OI, percent change in OI, all this data has been, even some more details has been come in here. What is the future value and etc, etc. Okay, so these are like simple kind of data table which I am importing back to Excel. Now one of the most important in terms of people who are interested in getting the data is getting open, high, low close of Nifty data. So you have to come to the market data and then market watch of any of those. So you can go to live equity market and you can find this, or you can come to the market watch of indices and find that. So this is Nifty 100, I'll go to Nifty 50. I want this Nifty 50. So I come to Nifty 50 and I see this is OHLC data. I want to get this data in Excel. Okay, so I'll do the same thing, open the developer tools by F12, or going from here to more tools, developer tools, go to network tab, same thing, click on refresh button. You will see the third one, right click on this, open it, you will get this kind of data, Nifty 50. Okay, copy this URL same as the before. Okay, and go back here, and then the same data query, right click on this, edit. It will open the Power Query window. You go to directly to advanced editor and go to this double quotation URL part and replace that with the new URL just you copied. Click on done. you'll notice the same thing. Left side this are coming, but this data is empty. So you will need to do the same thing, retrace back to the source. So delete the steps that are below source. 1 2. Okay, so I am at source again. Now if you see, there are multiple things: advanced data, metadata, market data. You have to select the data one, click on this list, and you can see this record page again. Once you are record page, click on to table. Okay, use the default one, don't change anything, click on OK. So you can see data has been done, converted to table. Now if you go to column 1, this button again, click on this. These are the column that you need. So if you don't need any column, you can just uncheck it. Let's say I don't need meta, I don't need priority, I don't need identifier, things like that. Okay, I don't need FFMC, chat today, path, series. These are the data I don't need. So I am uncheck that, and I will not use the prefix. So these are the header that will come. So these will be the name of the header. If you select the prefix, it will be a dot something will come. Okay, you can try it yourself. Once you've done that, the data is coming. Open, high, low, close, all this data is coming. Okay, this is the similar thing. Go close and load. You can see that now Nifty 50 close OHLC data is there. So these data can be refreshed from the Excel itself. If you click on the refresh here, or if you go to the data connection, right click, refresh. So this data will be refreshed automatically. Manually from the Excel itself. Okay, and if you can write a macro, or if you can enable the connection properties, refresh every some time, you can try this. This will maybe give you a frequent refresh automatically. So that goes for the OHLC data. And the last one I'll show you as part of the example are the option chain. So let's go to option chain. So the option chain one is little bit complicated because you will need to do some formatting, but the main procedure is same. So you will go to open the developer tool, click on the refresh button, and from this select this one, option chain indices symbol is equal to Nifty. Open in this one, this data will look like this. Copy this URL, same thing basically. Go to Excel, right click on the query, edit. Once you are this page, go to advanced editor, then change the URL from here. So once I have done the URL change, click on the done. You will see some error because this one I said a little bit formatting is required, but don't worry, go back to the source again. So source, you will see records and filter. You have to select the filtered one to get both C and P. Click on the filtered record, then click on the data list. So filter data, and then this will give you the record list. Okay, once you are in this page, go to table and use the default one, click on OK, and then you will be seeing something like this. Use the column 1 button to expand again. I'll not use the prefix in this case. Okay, I'll click on OK. You will see after expanding also there is 2 column having record, so I'll need to expand these also. So what I'll do, I'll click on let's say P, and I don't need strike price, I don't need expiry date, I don't need underlying, I don't need identifier, I only need these data: implied volatility, percentage by bid. Okay, so I also don't need underlying value. And I'll use the prefix here because to get this is a P open interest or C open interest. I'll expand this. So P open interest, P change in open interest, like this it will come. Okay, now what I'll do, I can drag this column to make it look like the old option chain that I am used to. So I'll just drag to the right till I'll drag it to further right before the C. Why this is because I am used to the previous option chain where strike price is in the middle. So I'll uncheck expiry, underlying, under. So the columns that I need, I am just unchecking it here, and then use column prefix and click on OK. So all the columns are now expanded here. If you have by mistake selected a column, you can also delete it. Like this is 3rd September, so I don't need to filter it. Okay, I'll just going to right click and remove this column. Okay, this is the open interest, change in open interest. This is looking like the option chain I want, and some formatting I have also done. You can do further formatting as per your requirement, and click on close and load. Okay, now if you see here, PE open interest, PE change in open interest, PE volatility, all this data came up, option chain data. If I want, I can also filter some of the stuff here. Right, so my strike price is here, and I want strike price to be between something, right? Let's say I don't want to check below 10,500, so I will check greater than equal to 10,500 and is less than equal to 12,000. Okay, so this will filter less number of columns, so you will see strike price has been reduced, and you can do further analysis using this Excel for the open interest. Okay, so these are the few examples that I have shown you. If you have missed something, just rewatch the video and you will be able to get the details. The file that I mentioned, Power Query and Power Query 2, these two code will be shared in the description section, so check the description of this video to download these codes. Okay, I think that will be all for this video, and thank you all. Do subscribe and refer our channel to your friends. Okay, thank you.